So we've got Lyft, Gina Tirado. Get on up here. And actually, I didn't get your whole last name. It's Gina Tirado Strayer.
That's right. Hi.
So Lyft. Can I get a lift, Gina? I had to do it. I had to do it.
I'm happy you did.
Grab your microphone.
Yeah. So the exciting announcement is that this morning we launched service in Los Angeles for our new mobile app, which is called Lyft. We've been operating in San Francisco for the past 8 months, but this morning is the very first day here in LA, so we encourage you to try it.
Yeah. So how many people in here have heard of other services like Get Around? Are you familiar with Get Around, anybody? Okay, what about Uber? People familiar with, okay. So Lyft is sort of in that category, but you do something a little bit different than those services in that you've got, it's peer-to-peer ride-sharing services, yeah? So I can be the one to go pick somebody up, right?
That's exactly right, as long as you have a car.
As long as I have a car, not my pony bunny that I drew when I was 5. So a lot of startups these days are starting to focus on reducing our footprint in various ways, yeah? So green initiatives and things. And so rather than put more cars on the road, why don't we just utilize the ones that we already have and be more efficient with them? So I could sign up for Lyft as a driver, but what do I have to go through for that? Because I don't want just some random Yahoo picking me up, and I need to be able to verify them somehow, right?
Yeah, well, we're going to make sure that does not happen. We have a pretty extensive onboarding process for our drivers. So the way it works is you typically will find out through word of mouth. We've gotten a ton of press in the past 8 months since we launched in San Francisco. And so the process is you apply online. You go through a phone screen. There's an in-person interview where we do a screen for brand fit and sort of screening for the community. There's also an extensive, both a DMV and a criminal background check that goes to the county level. So it's a pretty hefty process that you have to go through as a driver in order to be onboarded. We also do an in-person session where you meet fellow drivers, and there's you really have to be committed to sort of the mission to make it as a driver.
Yeah. Now, let's talk a little bit about how people know that they're getting a Lyft, because it's quite a unique in-car experience, if you will.
Yeah, so you might even consider it a unique out-of-car experience.
It is, in and out-of-car experience. I've experienced it in San Francisco.
Yeah, so starting today, you all might see some pink mustaches appearing on the front of cars. And that's one of our trademark brand icons, is that all of our Lyft cars have a hot pink fuzzy mustache on the front of the car.
She's not kidding.
I'm not joking. You'll start to see them. And once you actually get into the car, the driver will greet you with a fist bump. Go for it.
It's true.
Yep. And so the experience that we're really trying to create is around having a friendly person from the community who's driving their own car, and is going to strike up an interesting conversation. We have a lot of people from the creative field, and that's particularly been the case in LA. We have a lot of actors, musicians, DJs, people who are just doing their own thing and pursuing their passions, and so you're very likely to have an interesting conversation or listening to great music.
You sit in the front seat?
Yep, most people sit in the front seat. That's true.
So it's sort of like when you go to, to jump in a cab in New York, you talk with the cabbie and get all these crazy stories from the cabbie, but that's not as nice of an experience. I'd rather get in a really fun car that has a fuzzy hot pink mustache on the front of it and talk with a cool person driving and actually get to know them. And wow, I have a nice little experience on my ride home. And what's the pricing?
So we tend to be about 80% of what a cab would cost. So we're a more affordable way of getting around, and of course our mission is to make transportation more efficient and also more social.
So collaborative consumption, folks, make sure you pay attention to that buzzword, because it is going to keep coming at you. Yeah. So collaboratively consuming these things and being much more efficient on the road.
Yeah.
Do you want to show them how it works?
I'd love to. Are we using this, or can I plug in?
Whichever one you want. It's going to be black and white if it's up here. But
okay.
Here,
yeah, that's great.
Okay.
All right, so we're going to show you the drivers on the road this evening. So pull open the Lyft app. All right, so when you first open the app, it will zoom in on your current location, which you can sort of see. Okay, no worries. Okay, and I'm actually going to zoom out so that you can see what's happening in the city tonight. So as you move the map, you can see there are different cars available depending on where you move that little balloon pin, and that's how we know where you're located. And I'll actually go ahead and request a ride here. It's probably hard to see at the very bottom. You can see how close the closest driver is. So I'm going to go ahead and request.
Are they actually coming here right now?
They will.
Run, go outside and look at the hot pink fuzzy mustache on the front of the car.
So it's contacting drivers.
They're going to be really mad at you.
All right, I don't know if you can hear the little ding, but there is a chime and a driver is on his way. And you can see the star rating. It's a little hard to see probably from where you are. So Steve is on his way.
Nice.
And you can even call the driver if you have any special requests or anything you want to let the person know. So that's how it goes.
So if you need a lift. All right, come on, you must have questions about this. Here.
Why is your brand of pink mustache?
Repeat the question.
Okay, so why is our part of our brand the pink mustache? So when we first launched the service, we knew that the really important part of the brand was going to be around building a sense of safety and trust and really playing into that community feel because we are a peer-to-peer service.
Wait, did you do marketing research that showed you that a hot pink fuzzy mustache made people feel comfortable?
I would love to say that we did, but it was just an instinct from one of our founders, and it just turned out that people absolutely love seeing this fuzzy pink creature coming down the street to pick you up. From a functional standpoint, it also makes it really easy to identify which car is yours. And so it's something that's a really irreverent kind of hip part of the brand that we've created.
It's kind of like when you put that really obnoxious thing on your suitcase so that when it's going around the carousel you can find it. It's like that, right?
A little less obnoxious, I hope.
Well, yeah, just
fun.
for
Yeah.
the suitcases, not for the fuzzy mustaches. Here?
Yeah.
Are these people just driving around waiting to be called? What's the structure of this whole thing?
Yeah, so one of the really cool things about Lyft and part of what plays into the efficiency part of the equation is that our drivers can hang out wherever they are and they get matched automatically with the passenger that's closest to them. So there's no need to be driving around burning gas, but they can sort of start at home, and then if they're on their way to work, they can get whoever's in their neighborhood. So it's all about efficiency.
Nice. Back here? Ooh.
That's a great question.
Any screening for the passengers?
So a couple things on the passenger side of the community. The way that we build a new market and build up our passenger base is by going to events like this. So we really build based on word of mouth, and we don't do any paid advertising on the passenger side. So there's no formal background check, but our rating system is really what enables us to keep a super, super safe community. So drivers rate passengers, and passengers also rate drivers. It goes in both directions.
Okay.
Yeah.
Next team. Oh,
Sorry,
yeah, the
who's
cab
that?
mafias. Are you getting banned by any cities yet, like the cab mafias?
Ah, great question. So in fact, yesterday, we announced our formal agreement with the PUC at the state level in California, that they had originally cited us and we're sort of trying to figure out what we were up to. But we've reached an agreement with them, and we're operating completely legally and approved at the state level. So it's huge, huge news for us.
Congratulations.
Yeah, that's great.
Here.
80% of what a cab would cost, yeah.
So whereas other services like Uber are actually more expensive because you're getting a black car service, this is a lower price point than that.
That's right.
Cheaper than the cab.
Yeah.
And you get to meet cool people. One more back here. Ooh, does the app tell you how much it's going to cost?
So there's no predictive quality to the pricing. It's a factor of both distance and time. So in LA, we can expect that the time factor may be a bit higher than it is in San Francisco. So yeah, you don't know ahead of time, but you know that it's going to be less than the cost of a cab, and it has a reputation for being a very affordable way of getting around.
Gina, I have a good idea.
What?
You need to partner with Waze, who was a former AppShow presenter.
Well, we actually do partner with Waze, so that's what powers our navigation.
Waze.
So yeah, we were working with them already.
Are you guys familiar with Waze? Okay, crowdsourced traffic data? Yeah. Waze, W-A-Z-E, they're a former or former AppShow presenter. It's an app that uses crowdsourced traffic data. So you can be on the road and you can see if there's been an accident up ahead in real time, and it reroutes you. It's really cool. So you're partnering with them. Awesome.
Yeah. Can I ask a question to
Sure.
the audience? How are you guys getting home tonight? Lyft? download it. We have tons of drivers out tonight. It's our very first night, and we'd love to start it with a bang, so please give us a try.
And I know for sure that they're out there because my friend actually sent me a text on my way over here saying, I saw a Lyft. I saw the hot pink fuzzy mustache.
That makes me very happy. That's awesome.
Yeah. So there you go. Lyft, Lyft.
That's right.
Lyft. Thank you.
Thank you.